Allow me to share my story, which is entirely based on my own experiences. Please forgive any awkwardness in my narration. I'm sure most of you have had strange dreams, perhaps involving romance or a mysterious girl you don't know. At least once. I'm no different. But this particular dream about her kept recurring. If it were just a few times, I wouldn't think much of it, but it was many asterisk times, always the same girl. This strangeness prompted me to investigate what on earth was happening in my already bleak life. Life, in reality, far exceeded anything I could have imagined. I considered myself quite ordinary, just like everyone else. Yet there was one peculiar, almost absurd, aspect of my life. My love life was incredibly tumultuous. I'd been through many relationships since high school, and now, at 25 or 26, I still hadn't found the one. My career hadn't taken off, and my romantic life was a constant roller coaster. Whenever I felt down or went through a breakup, I'd often dream of a beautiful girl. She would comfort and care for me. She was an ethnic minority, dressed in traditional attire. After some research online, recalling what I'd seen, I identified her as belonging to the Hmong ethnic group. My first dream of her happened when I was about 12 or 13, but I didn't pay much attention then. It was only during later years of reflection that I truly noticed. After an incredibly foolish breakup with a girl I loved dearly, whom I'd been with for 5 years, I started seeing her even more frequently in my dreams. Sometimes we'd be by a stream, other times in a house whose house, I didn't know, but I too was always wearing the same traditional ethnic clothing. I found this incredibly strange. How could this be happening? I decided to seek the truth, to discern reality from illusion. Was it nothingness or something more? I packed my bags and set off. But I never imagined that what followed would be a long, chaotic, complicated period, escalating a human's fear to its absolute peak. Fortunately, on my mother's side of the family, I had 2 uncles who were shamans, Uncle Hai and Uncle Ba. After that story, Uncle Ba passed away. I went to Uncle Ba's house and described what I had been seeing. He said nothing, quietly lit incense on the altar, and led me to the adjacent shrine. He handed me 3 ancient coins to toss. I tossed them, one landed heads, one tails, and the third, strangely, spun wildly before embedding itself upright in a crack in the tiled floor, as if something had exerted force on it. Still clueless, I innocently asked Uncle Ba, "What does that mean, Uncle?" He replied, "Do you believe in past lives?" I honestly said, "To me, Uncle, I believe what science can prove. These things feel off," he challenged. "Then explain why the coin spun so wildly when you tossed it. Can you?" I admitted. "That's a bit hard, Uncle." "So what does it mean, Uncle?" "Go home and rest now. Come back in 3 days and tell me what you've seen." Then Uncle lit incense at the shrine and chanted something I didn't understand. I didn't press for more, knowing his nature, and quietly headed home. My mind raced with countless thoughts. Never had his expression or demeanor seemed so strange. What was happening? Was I just going home with a clouded mind? The first day passed without incident. I ate, slept, and played a few rounds of Age of Empires. The things I'd feared slowly faded, then came the second day. That night I saw her again, but the scene was hazy. I couldn't clearly recall our conversation in the dream. Amidst the fleeting, ethereal whispers in the wind, I asked her, "Who are you?" "I'm happy to meet you. If possible, can I meet you in real life?" Her silence was unsettling. "My name is Thur. You can call me Lady Thur." "Huh, I was asking your name. Don't try to find out about me, about you, about us. I know our fates are separated by life and death, but please, let's just keep it this way." The dream suddenly receded. Her voice grew distant, and I jolted awake in the night. Despite the air conditioning, why was I drenched in sweat as if I'd just showered? I told myself, could these trivial things really trouble me? No way. But despite my bravado, I was truly terrified. On the third day, I ate, slept, and played games, but I was constantly on edge. I tried to stay awake late to avoid sleeping and dreaming, but eventually, overwhelmed by exhaustion, I drifted off without realizing it. This time, the dream was truly chaotic. I found myself on a mountain, surrounded by several graves. I saw shadowy figures, but no, as I watched, they shifted, sometimes appearing human, other times transforming into something terrifying and monstrous. They were neither fully human nor fully grotesque. I tried to wake myself, but failed completely. I surrendered to the dream's current. I saw that shadow carrying a girl. "Hey!" I shrieked. It wasn't just a asterisk girl, it was asterisk me. Yes, I was being carried away. Faced with that sight, I didn't know what to do. Then everything turned black and I remembered nothing else. When I woke up, I frantically ran straight to Uncle Ba's house and recounted everything I'd seen, consumed by extreme fear. Uncle Ba calmly lit a cigarette, exhaling smoke into the void. He told me, "Tell your mother to come here, I need to speak with her." I protested, "No, Uncle, I don't want my mother to know about this." He insisted, "No, you must tell your mother to come. Honestly, I know about her condition. I don't want her to worry anymore, Uncle." "All right, for the next 2 days you are not to go anywhere. Stay put in the house. If not, well, never mind. Go pack your things and come stay here. I will call your mother to arrange it." "Yes." Uncle then made a call to Uncle Hai about what I had no idea. I returned home, packed my clothes, and told my mother. She smiled and said, "Are you really planning to become a shaman? Uncle just called you, so be careful. Your mother thinks this is no laughing matter." I stammered, tacitly understanding Uncle's unspoken meaning. "Yes, I know. Goodbye, Mom, I love you very much." I went to Uncle Ba's house. Uncle Hai was already there, I don't know since when. I greeted them both and went straight up to the 3rd floor to the room Uncle had prepared for me. After settling my things, I came back downstairs. Both uncles looked at me gravely. "This matter is truly serious," they said. "It's not just about a past life romance, it affects your present reality. More than that, your very life could be taken at any moment." Uncle Hai agreed. He's right. The situation is dangerous. We can't fully grasp what's happening because it's beyond anything we've learned or known. Furthermore, it involves an ethnic language, so we need to find a shaman. I was bewildered. What was I supposed to do? Though I knew this was terrifying, I hadn't imagined it would be so horrific. I tried to sleep in the morning so I wouldn't sleep at night, but fate, it seemed, always found a way. As usual, I showered, ate, went to my room, scrolled through Facebook, read a few articles, and played some games. Yet time flew by and it was already past midnight. Suddenly, my phone rang. Someone was texting me. It was Hat, my best friend, who had been working far away and was finally back. "Hey, what's with the hey? Just got home, wanna hang out, buddy? Sorry, man, I'm grounded, can't go out at night. You just got back, let's do something, bro." No, it's past midnight. Where would we even go?" "Right, you're back and I can't even treat you." "What do you mean? Hold on, don't provoke me." That was my foolish decision, driven by a sliver of pride. I snuck out in the dark to join my friend. I wheeled my bike out the gate. The moment I locked it, a sudden chill ran down my spine, making me shiver. What kind of summer is this, so cold? But I didn't care. Fearing Uncle would wake up, I pushed my bike far away before daring to start the engine. But the more I tried, the less it worked. It just sat there. In the dead of night, I cursed it in frustration. "This damn bike," I thought. "I'll just call a taxi." As I was about to pull out my phone to call Hat, I saw something faintly in the distance down the road. One thing, then two. Oh God, what is that? Several figures were slowly, steadily advancing towards me. I remembered Uncle saying that midnight was merely the hour when yin and yang intertwined. Spirits couldn't cross into the human world so quickly. I checked my watch. Oh damn it, 12:38 a.m.? I knew what I was facing now. I tried to scream, but my throat was stiff. Something icy cold was gripping my neck, tightening with each passing second. I struggled, but it was futile. Those invisible entities were now becoming visible before my eyes. I felt a bizarre choking sensation. It felt like they were dragging yet another shadow. I was terrified. I had to face something I didn't understand. The line between life and death, I could do nothing more. I was hopeless. Crash, the sound of a bowl shattering echoed. I found myself breathing normally again. The invisible things were slowly receding. Was someone saving me? I turned, my eyes wide with joy. But no, it was my uncle. At that moment, I knew something terrible was about to happen. Uncle Hai yelled, "Quick, pee in a circle around yourself. Hurry." "How can I do that, Uncle?" I stammered, trembling. "Hurry." In my fear, I peed, drawing a circle around where I stood. Uncle Hai approached, holding a wooden sword and something yellowish, muttering strange words. After chanting, he lit the yellowish-red paper with a lighter, pointed it towards the things that wanted to harm me, and loudly chanted an ancient Chinese spell. The strange entities gradually retreated and vanished as quickly as they'd appeared. Uncle Hai quickly performed some action, and my motorcycle started, allowing him to drive me home. He remained silent. I sat behind him, my soul surely still wandering somewhere, not yet fully returned. My face was pale with fear. Upon arriving home, Uncle Hai stood before me, looking at me with a strange gaze. "Look at me, what do you see?" Nothing unusual, Uncle." My eyes felt heavy. My soul is wandering somewhere. Come back, quick. My eyes kept closing, feeling overwhelming drowsiness. When I awoke, it was almost noon. I groggily went to the bathroom to brush my teeth and wash my face, then startled when I saw my neck. There were dark bruises shaped like a handprint. Panicked, I rushed downstairs and met Uncle Hai. He said nothing, just slapped me gently and asked, "Does it hurt?" "Yes, it does." "What did I tell you?" Uncle seemed angry. "The day you can no longer feel pain, you will no longer be anything in this mortal realm. Do you understand, you fool?" "Yes." Slap, Uncle slapped me again. "All your foolishness will have a price. It could be blood and tears or your very life, and it could implicate your family. You must understand the magnitude of the disaster you're facing. You know the forces of the underworld are darkness, a darkness neither you nor I can truly see. Now, eat your meal and go upstairs. If you disobey me one more time, don't blame me for being cruel. Oh, wait, go to the altar, light incense, and pray for our deceased ancestors on both sides of the family. They warned me. Otherwise, your soul would never find peace, and that's far more terrifying than death itself." I obediently complied, not caring about food. Last night was truly horrifying for me, but for a young man facing this for the first time, it also sparked a sense of curiosity, despite the imminent danger. I searched Google, but no page discussed what I was experiencing. I spent the entire afternoon researching, but the results were zero. I ventured downstairs to see if there was anything to eat. I found T, Uncle Ba's son, watching TV. Before I could say anything, he asked, "What did you do to make my dad so mad?" "Just some trivial stuff, bro." "Trivial? Dad called Uncle Hai over and I overheard them talking about you." Where are the two uncles?" "They left. They seemed to be in a hurry. It must be something important because Dad didn't even entertain any other guests. He was focused entirely on your business." "Never mind that, bro. I'm starving. I haven't eaten anything. My stomach is really protesting. There's plenty of food in the fridge, help yourself." I opened the fridge and found something to eat. I felt lucky to have food and not have to go out and face another disaster. Uncle would surely land a punch that wouldn't miss. That evening, the two uncles brought a strange man into the house and invited him to eat. I looked at his attire. It seemed somewhat familiar, quite similar to the clothes I wore in my dreams. Uncle Hai introduced him as Shaman S, a shaman from HXX province, whom Uncle knew through connections and had invited over. After dinner and a brief explanation of my situation, Shaman S, whose kin language wasn't very fluent, spoke. The karmic retribution from his past life is immense. He cannot escape the cycle of reincarnation. Since I became a shaman, I've only dealt with minor spirits or trivial matters. In this young man's case, I need to consult a higher-level shaman. I'm concerned if he's been cursed, which is also terrifying. As for this specific event, I have some knowledge, but my abilities are not enough. To understand and resolve it, the two of you and this young man must delve into what he did in his past life. What karmic debts did he incur that so many people haven't been able to reincarnate for eons? Shaman S left in a hurry, departing that very night. The two uncles looked sorrowful, sitting lost in thought, staring at their nephew, unsure what to do. Uncle Ba said, "This is truly messed up. Who knows what his past life's love karma was or where it happened to even begin investigating? It's so vague, where do you and I even start looking?" Uncle Hai reassured him, "Don't worry, if there's a connection, we'll find it. I'll help him as much as I can. But ultimately, this is his karma, not ours." "I know, but if something happens to him, what about his mother? He's our child, our nephew, our kin. I'm so worried, aren't you?" "I'll try my best." Uncle Hai then turned to me and said, "For the next few days, you might see things you've never seen or encountered before, but they'll feel somewhat familiar. And what then? Please tell us in detail." "Yes, Uncle." I, too, wanted to uncover the mystical truth of my destiny. Human life is neither short nor long, just enough for each of us. Never had I wanted to meet someone and demand answers so badly. At 9 p.m., I tossed and turned, unable to sleep. I longed to drift into memories of the past, but it wouldn't come. Conflicting emotions tore at my soul: fear, curiosity, and more than anything, a desire to find the truth for myself. Lost in thought, I drifted into sleep without realizing it. I was standing in the middle of a house that looked like a simple 4-room dwelling, but not in its design. It was vast, with many people moving around. I vaguely, unconsciously, approached an old well. A familiar voice echoed, "Stay away," but that unconscious urge pushed me closer to the well. It seemed as though a hand from beneath the well was trying to grab me to pull me down. but the girl who had just shouted managed to reach me in time and pull me away. The hand that was trying to grip my neck and pull me down slowly revealed its skeletal joints, reeking of decaying flesh. In the midst of it, a laugh echoed. Ha ha ha, Karma. Ha ha ha, I told you, this is all I need. I don't want to lose you again. Can you tell me who you are and where you're from? The girl stammered. I am Thur, I can't say much. I saw the hand from before touch the girl's shoulder, as if trying to prevent something. The girl's true form seemed to emerge. Her hair began to fall out, leaving patches of scalp. Her body was decomposing, a truly terrifying sight. I was horrified. The girl tried to speak again before her body was no longer whole. 1,000 times, I beg you, no matter what, I still want to be by your side. Even if it's just this way, I never. Then that form collapsed before my eyes. The ghostly laughter echoed once more. I panicked as if someone was trying to wake me. I jolted awake, drenched in sweat, but strangely, intertwined with the sweat were tears. Was this me? Why was I crying? Why? My memories were hazy, now even hazier, an illusion of creation. I feared I truly didn't know I was drowning in turmoil, death, and sorrow. When I awoke, I fearfully huddled in the corner of the bed. But I realized I seemed to be experiencing a feeling of love, yet I couldn't explain who I loved or how. It was just a feeling. There was sadness, but I had no idea if I was sad and crying for something specific, or if I was crying for myself in this cycle of reincarnation. I didn't know what wrong I had done. I had to go and find the truth. Stuck here, I would probably never know anything. But who would I go with, alone? As the sun emerged, breaking the hazy dawn, everyone in the house woke up. I couldn't hold it in any longer. I rushed downstairs to speak with Uncle Ba. He asked, "Where are you planning to go?" "I don't know, Uncle. Anywhere the Hmong people live so I can find out more." "Do you know that Hmong people live in many places across Vietnam? In China, they are the Miao people, over 10 million of them. So where will you look? You don't even know who you were in your past life, what your family background was, and especially who these vengeful people are. That would be foolish." My resolve from last night suddenly vanished. I truly felt my will to find my past and resolve the conflicts happening to me slowly fading. I felt weak and hopeless. I dejectedly turned to leave. Uncle Ba said, "In a day or two, both of us uncles and you will go together. Uncle Hai is doing something so you can remember. Even if it's just a 1% hope, we must go. If we wait longer, I fear it won't be good." I quietly agreed and went upstairs to my room. Although I felt affection and sadness, I couldn't explain it. I never imagined that the next path I had to face would involve terrifying things that few people knew about. Loneliness, coldness, yin pushing back yang, the cycle of karma I had to bear. Lying on the bed, I replayed last night's events. Wait, in my fear, I had overlooked a small detail. Among the people I saw, there was a faint shadow of Hat. It couldn't be wrong. Though his body had changed a bit, his face was almost identical. So, who was playing? A thought crossed my mind. Could he be involved somehow? Could it be? I shivered, picked up my phone, and called Hat directly. I didn't talk about anything specific, just arranged to meet him, and of course, at Uncle's house. Where else could I go? "Hey, kiddo," I heard someone calling from outside the gate. "Where's that no-good friend of mine? Moved house without telling me? My uncle's house, talk less, okay? Come in and chat." "Huh, your uncle's house? How come I didn't know? That's magical. Nice house, though. What's wrong with you? You look spaced out like you were up all night." "Quiet you, let me correct you again, my uncle's house." All right. That was our dynamic. We couldn't go long without bickering. But this guy, did he have no shame? He just blurted things out, and the endearing nickname I gave him was Hat. "Have you been dreaming lately?" "Of course I dream when I sleep. But lately I've been having a lot of nightmares. I just hit 9 on the lottery, I'll be rich soon. Before it was occasionally, but recently I've been dreaming constantly." "What are you dreaming about? Tell your friend." "Oh, come on, you're just trying to get lottery numbers. Who can answer that question? But ever since I was little, and especially recently, I've had strange dreams, really strange. I see some strangers I've never met, and they bring along a very pretty girl. Anyway, they're negotiating something with me. I forgot what. Oh, but ever since then, I've been hitting the lottery a lot, man." I suspected something was amiss and pressed him. "Do you know where that place is? What do they look like? Try to remember, man. Why do you care so much?" I think it's HXX province, and I saw a lot of mountains and rocks." Okay. The family genuinely thanks you. Your task is done. Get out of here. We have a lot to do, no time for chit-chat." "Huh, are you mad at me and not playing anymore?" He said that, but he could never truly be mad at me. We'd been friends for so long, he understood. He quietly went home. I rushed to Uncle Ba and recounted the recent events. Uncle Ba silently lit a cigarette. Things have perhaps gone too far. It could be a friend, or it could be an enemy, or it could be the very person who will end your life in this mortal realm. Really, Uncle? The karmic ties from when you were someone else are still here, running parallel with you. All right, pack a few things. We need to leave soon. I packed my belongings and began the journey to find my past with my two uncles. The sky brewed a storm, perhaps signaling an ill omen. Upon arriving at the destination, which was just one province, at least the search area was narrowed. It was already too dark, so the two uncles busied themselves finding a room to stay. There was a small inn, just enough for us. After negotiating the price, Uncle Hai lit incense in the room and chanted something. I wasn't sure what. Then, the three of us went out for a quick meal, and afterward, collapsed onto our beds, exhausted from the journey. I suddenly woke up, not even checking the time. I urgently went to the bathroom. I couldn't hold it. As I groggily relieved myself, I faintly heard my name being called in the wind. I didn't pay attention, being half asleep. When I was done, I climbed back into bed, but strangely, I couldn't fall back asleep. Reaching for a cigarette, I gently opened the door and sat outside to smoke. As I puffed away, that damned voice called me again. It seemed to be echoing somewhere nearby. I felt a little scared. I quickly put out the cigarette and hurried back into the room. Through the window, I saw a shadowy figure hovering back and forth. I started to sweat. My mind urged me to call the two uncles, but for some reason, I couldn't. The shadow lingered and gradually solidified, standing motionless by the window, slowly turning its face. I was terrified. The face gradually revealed itself in the bright moonlight after the rain. More than half of its scalp was missing. Its eye sockets were deep and hollow, flesh seeming to rot away. Hundreds of maggots squirmed, devouring the flesh on that face. I was stunned. The man's face bared its teeth, grinning savagely at me. He whispered in my ear, "In cycles of reincarnation, you will die. As long as I haven't vanished, you will die in every life." Ha ha ha, my body froze. Suddenly, a wave of blackness spread. Where was I now? Reality or illusion? Awake or dreaming? I didn't know anymore. A small house appeared before my eyes. Wait, what was that? I saw a group of people standing in front of that house, holding clubs, their faces all aggressive. What was this scene? I saw several Westerners in old, worn military uniforms standing behind them, holding guns. A hand suddenly clamped over my mouth and whispered, "Look, you traitor. For countless lives, you will always live in pain, fear, and an early death is inevitable." "I don't know anything, let me go," I tried to scream. On the ground, several hands reached up as if they were rising from their graves. The sound of crows shrieked in my ears, the whispers calling my name sounded mournful. Everything fell silent in an eerie void. Bang! A piercing gunshot rang out, and at the same time, those skeletal, rotting hands attacked me. It wasn't just the sharp physical pain, but my soul was terrified to its core. With each shot fired, another hand pierced through my body. I felt pain in my heart, something was gouging it out. Suddenly, something was pulling me down at a very fast speed. I looked around, terrified by the things that were neither human nor ghost. Thousands of hands seemed to want to grab me, reaching out as if to kill me. Darkness enveloped the place. I saw dangling bodies, skulls impaled on wooden stakes, and thousands of hungry ghosts tearing at someone. I instinctively felt my body being doused with scalding oil. The shadows turned their heads, baring their teeth, revealing their bones, looking at me with eyes full of pleasure. The more I writhed in pain, the more they rejoiced. Those hands were trying to tear my flesh. Pain, fear, was this a dream or reality? In extreme agony, the demons dragged away a woman's body, her form no longer intact. Her eyes were looking at me. The girl struggled, but was completely helpless against the hungry ghosts. I felt a surge of heat, and then the image blurred and disappeared. Blackness enveloped everything. I heard a distant voice in my ear. Wake up now." The sound of a willow branch whipped my body. I cried out in pain, opening my eyes, looking around. Where was this? A mystical, desolate place. I thought I had seen it somewhere before. I gradually recognized my two uncles and one other person. Around us were several small graves. May the divine powers guide and help this person. May the karmic retribution of countless lives be reconciled. May the divine powers protect this soul from the eternal cycle of demons and ghosts. May all grievances be erased. Namo Amitabha Buddha, great and compassionate Buddha. My two uncles brought me back to the room. Sitting there, Uncle Hai said, "Last night, those you wronged in your past life came and tried to take you away in pain. Your body is too weak compared to those who have harbored resentment for centuries. These spirits have entered this mortal body. Last night, both of us uncles also dreamed of spirits, of incomplete bodies, warning us not to help you, or we would also perish with your karma. This is Shaman C, Shaman S's teacher. Shaman S enlisted the help of spirits to find your location, otherwise we wouldn't have known where to look. Shaman C spoke up. For the past few days, I've seen a girl of the same ethnic group peeking outside the door, but her soul is very weak now. I performed a soul-calling ritual. She pleaded for help, not for herself, but for you. Is her name Thur, Shaman? That's right. Last night I saw her trying to call me, and then she suddenly disappeared. I suspected something was wrong and had to ask the spirits to guide me to your uncles and to you. This karma is very heavy, accumulated over hundreds of years, just waiting for you to reincarnate to harm you. Not just this life, but for countless lives to come, you will suffer until your soul is scattered, which is when this cycle of karmic retribution ends. I was terrified, my limbs trembling. The shaman's words felt like a predetermined death sentence. My life hung by a thread, my soul seemed to drift into the void, my body slowly decaying. I despaired in hopelessness. Must I die? Must I die many times through pain and fear? I worried about my fate. And what about that girl? A flicker of affection was forming within me. Did I miss that girl, or had I already fallen in love with her? Was I bearing this karmic burden from many spirits, or were there hungry ghosts involved too? I didn't know anymore. After that night, my legs ached. I never imagined I could walk so far. I lay in bed all day, my legs aching, my body tired, and my condition very weak. I huddled in a corner of the room. The two uncles had gone out early in the afternoon. I didn't know where they had gone. My mind suddenly thought of the girl. She existed in the empty space of nothingness. My heart felt adrift, like a leaf carried by the wind. A strange thought suddenly occurred to me. I picked up my phone and called Shaman C *, beep, beep, beep. Hello? Hello, Shaman, this is B. I have something to ask you. Go ahead and ask. Thur's soul is very weak, isn't it, Shaman? So how can she become normal again, Shaman? Is there any way to save her? There is a way, but it requires sacrifice and is very complicated. I don't think you can handle it. You can consult your two uncles. Yes, thank you, Shaman. I lay there, lost in thought. Sacrifice? That sounds intense. So should I do it? Thousands of why and what if questions ran through my mind, asking myself endlessly. Near dusk, the two uncles returned. I hurriedly told them and asked my questions. The two uncles pondered deeply. Uncle Hai said, "Have you thought this through carefully?" "I don't know, Uncle. It seems my heart is telling me I have feelings for that girl. Life and death are separate. The dead cannot come back to life. You still have to get married and have children. Emotions cannot solve all the necessities of life. You need to consider this very carefully." Uncle Ba objected. "I don't accept it. He'll have to pay a very heavy price, as you already know. How will this story end? After this life, he'll have to live with things he doesn't want. Once the karma is resolved, what will his life be like? He's grown up, let him decide for himself. If we don't do it, he'll find some other shaman to help. He might even lose his way back then." Uncle Ba said nothing, taking a deep drag from his cigarette. His eyes looked sad. Uncle Hai continued, "If you've thought it through, then tonight we will summon that girl's spirit into your dream so the two of you can talk. Then, tomorrow morning, depending on the situation, we will set up the altar." Life felt like a struggle and I couldn't find a stopping point. I myself didn't know what to do anymore. It was past midnight and I tossed and turned, unable to sleep. My mind raced, my body felt devoid of energy. Somewhere, a child's crying echoed mournfully. This inn, there were no children here, right? I felt a little scared. I softly called out to my two uncles. "Uncles, do you hear anything? Why do I keep hearing a child crying?" Uncle Hai replied, his voice drowsy, "Oh, you my boy, go to sleep so you know what tomorrow brings. Children, what children at this hour? Haven't you seen how much trouble you've caused us all day? No, really, Uncle, I hear a child crying. Hey, Hai, do you feel a chill? A bit cold, the yin energy is quite strong. He hears crying. Could it be?" The two uncles suddenly sat up, and I awkwardly scrambled after them, my legs aching terribly. I saw Uncle Hai burning incense and muttering something. Uncle Ba sat nodding, then suddenly spoke up. "It's me. I can't call you in the mortal world. I had to ask our child to call for me. Uncle, you always joke with me like this." It was Thur. Uncle Ba had summoned her to possess him. "Time is limited. You need to say what you want. At first, I thought a demon was harming you, but it's not. This girl desperately wants to meet you." Huh, I didn't know what to say anymore. I didn't know whether to call him Uncle Ba or her. It was so confusing. Don't harm yourself because of me. I never thought this would go so far. I just wanted to see you. But you are the key for me to resolve this ordeal. I just feel bad for our child. He had to suffer so much. Ha ha ha, because of you, your child had to die. He will resent you. No, our child and I always believed in you. What the hell is this? A wicked creature like you can't be cleansed even after 100,000 deaths. Ha ha ha, I will kill you with my own hands. Even if you reincarnate 1,000,000 times, you and I will still meet. These two old men will also have to follow you into that deep grave. Ha ha ha. Past life grudges belong to the past life. Vengeance only breeds more hatred. Can't you resolve it yourself and reincarnate into another life? Do you know he stole the girl I loved? Do you know my body is not even whole? Have you ever witnessed your entire family die, even though they were innocent? This hatred is carved into my heart. My family and Thur's family will never let you people rest in peace, never have a peaceful death. Ha ha ha. Uncle Ba's body seemed to go limp and he collapsed. He's gone. This karmic hatred is hard to resolve with someone so full of resentment, but why kill both families? Uncle Hai found this strange. Were you so brutal in your past life? I don't know anymore. The past is gradually revealing itself, but only partly, as Uncle knows. Uncle Ba, next time you summon a spirit, tell me first. Cough, cough, I was doing fine, then suddenly saw this clear image and I saw 3 people. What's going on? Uncle, calm down, I'll explain tomorrow. This situation is unpredictable. If we're not quick, it could affect the whole family. Can you call Hat to come here? There's something he needs to do. Yes. This peace talisman will help you sleep soundly tonight. Everyone is exhausted. The inn returned to its quiet scene. The other guests whispered and gossiped about our room, but we didn't care. Everyone had their own business. Neighborhood women are always the loudspeaker for everything, distorting stories, so it's best not to interfere. Early the next morning, I woke up and called Hat. Since I've fallen for you, I dare not promise anything distant. Just close your eyes and feel my love. I grumbled to myself, love at this hour. What a boring ringtone. Hat picked up. What are you barking about so early? Are you free? Want to go on a trip with me? Whoa, big spender, I'm in. Let's go to HXX province, PX village. Travel to that asterisk place. Are you messing with me? You're starting to scare me, Dad. Come on up, I'm waiting for you here. Let's do something together, man. My spirits are low lately. A bit nervous, but all right, let's do it. That afternoon, Hat meandered up to the inn, following my directions. As soon as he arrived, he boomed, "Hey, why do you guys have so much stuff? Oh my goodness, my 2 uncles too. I have something I need to tell you. This room is for 4 people, but that bed is so small I won't fit, man. There's a bed for everyone, what are you talking about? Do you know how hard it is to find a room for 4 in this place? But I'm shy." You're shy? That's new. All right, sit down, I'll tell you something. I told him what had happened, of course, omitting the parts related to him. Whoa, that's scary. Do they deliver food here? Let's get something to calm my nerves. Do I look like I want to entertain you right now? I need you here to help, not to have fun. If it was for fun, I'd have gone home faster. Life is full of troubles, I know. All right. The 2 uncles entered, carrying our lunch. Hat politely greeted them. While eating, my phone notified me of a new message. Oh, it was from Uncle Hai. Inner demon manifested. I looked at Hat and he looked at me. In that gaze, I suddenly felt an unsettling fear. He seemed like a different person. Every time night fell, I felt terrified, truly terrified, because I had no idea what would happen next. I saw Uncle Ba ask him to go out and buy some dinner. As soon as he left, Uncle Hai spoke up. I sense this person has a very heavy yin energy, easily controlled and influenced by inner demons. We must be careful and vigilant. Unconsciously, he could kill us without knowing. He's easily possessed and manipulated. Perhaps he's something we don't know. He's been friends with you for many years, so how is he connected to you? It could be a past life murder, or he could have reincarnated just to be manipulated by an inner demon, or perhaps he knew beforehand and came to you as a predetermined act of fate. So many things were happening to me. I had to be cautious of the underworld, and now I even had to be wary of my closest friend. Life felt so full of disappointment. We ate, drank, and talked about everything under the sun. The wine made me tipsy. The intoxicating effect of the alcohol quickly sent me into a deep sleep. Again, an infinite void. I felt lonely and afraid. The girl appeared, walking out. Things have come to this point. I truly wish to be unchained and freed from these bonds. Our child followed me while still in my womb. I know it wasn't you. I know your family did it. I always believed in you. Why my family? I need you to explain everything clearly. You were the son of a wealthy, noble family and ancient lineage, while I was just a poor girl. To recall the old story, there's so much to tell. I never knew our love would end so tragically. It's truly ironic. Do you know that when I heard you were going to a far-off place, I grieved and fell ill? You left without a word of farewell. She disappeared abruptly, as if she had never been there. I suddenly woke up. Tears streamed down my face. The clock showed 4:30 a.m. I huddled in a corner. I felt sad. This mortal world is full of suffering. My resolve to bring her soul back grew stronger. I stayed awake until morning, waiting for the two uncles to wake up. I expressed my wish to them. Both uncles agreed to help me, but I would have to pay a price. My spiritual energy would become very weak, I would suffer more illnesses and diseases, and I would see spirits and hungry ghosts. Furthermore, I would not live as long as my destined lifespan. I wiped away my tears. I agreed. After buying offerings and returning to the room and eating a full meal, the two uncles rested and set a time. The ritual was scheduled for shortly before 11:00 a.m. Uncle Ba said, "Brother, we must do this quickly. If it doesn't go well, we'll have to postpone to another day." "Perhaps we should postpone, I'm afraid." Uncle Hai looked towards Hat, who was sitting idly, engrossed in his phone. No, Uncle, let's do it now. If we wait, things will get more complicated." "Yes, perhaps so. The time is almost upon us." Hat held up his phone, live streaming on Facebook. I snapped at him. "Do I look like your joke? Put that away." "Why so tense? Put it away." Uncle Hai sat in the center of the room and began striking a wooden fish drum and something brass beside him, occasionally tapping it, making a pleasant ringing sound. Then the two uncles began to set up the altar. My phone suddenly rang, an alarm at 11:30 a.m. I saw what I feared. The two uncles did too. Something was amiss. Tick-tock, 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 the mechanical clock's rhythm echoed. Both uncles and I were anxious, but Hat was still sitting there with that dazed expression. The three of us breathed a sigh of relief and continued with our unfinished work. The two uncles sat, reciting something in ancient Chinese that I didn't understand. After a while, Uncle Hai stood up, lit incense, and told me to sit between them. The clanging of the brass bell became more urgent. I suddenly felt tired, a bit faint, and my vision blurred. The sun abruptly gave way to rain, the entire sky turned dark. The scene was truly eerie. Just as I felt a slight change in my body, Hat began to convulse violently, his eyes rolling back to show only whites. He screamed incessantly like a madman, disrupting the ritual. Uncle Hai quickly drew an old wooden sword, sprinkled some black dog blood, and held a talisman in his other hand. Uncle Hai took a rope and tried to tie Hat down, but it was futile. He possessed abnormal strength. He lunged and kicked me, overturning the incense burner, tearing apart the talismans on the table. He roared madly. "Yin and Yang are separate. Why do you harm this mortal? The magic of these two old men is so weak. Do you think you can harm my spirit? Ha ha ha, today will be the death anniversary of all three of you. Vengeance for vengeance, when will this karma end? If you don't reincarnate, how can you become human? For 100 years, I've been a hungry ghost. If I can't reincarnate for countless lives, why should I be kind, you two foolish old men?" I saw the two uncles trying to protect me, but my body felt helpless. Someone's faint whisper echoed in my ear. "Hold on, my love, just a little more. Talisman is under the table. Don't let him tear it, or we'll both be doomed." I looked under the table. There was a small talisman hidden there. I smiled. "What are you smiling about? Your life is over. Smile one last time before leaving this world." Hat lunged at me, holding a fruit knife. Uncle Hai swung his wooden sword, striking Hat's hand directly. He recoiled, muttering strange words that even the two uncles couldn't understand. The room was unusually cold, filled with ghostly laughter. The clock showed it was past 12:00 p.m. Uncle Hai shouted loudly, "It's the yin-yang hour. Quick, light incense and pray to the earth god to summon heavenly soldiers to open the spiritual gates." Uncle Ba also prayed, striking a seemingly empty space. The more he prayed, the more he was struck. Uncle Hai burned a talisman, splashing fresh black dog blood directly onto Hat, but it had no effect. Hat lunged, choking Uncle Hai, repeatedly punching him in the stomach. Spittle flew everywhere. Uncle Hai's blood fell. I couldn't let this continue. I lunged forward, punching Hat directly in the face. He roared, kicking me away. He went mad, attacking me, punching my face relentlessly. As he punched, he yelled, you must die for the lives you took. Ha ha ha." I couldn't resist him. He was too strong. Uncle Hai scrambled up, pulled out a talisman, and pressed it directly to the back of Hat's neck at a vital pressure point. Hat writhed, pushed back as if in agony. Uncle Hai held a willow branch dipped in black dog blood and whipped Hat's body hard. Depart this mortal body quickly. Return to the underworld. May the heavenly soldiers subdue you so you cannot harm others or yourselves. Expel him. Hat tore at the talisman on the back of his neck. Heavenly soldiers, I, a hungry ghost from hell, don't even fear the horse-faced and bull-headed demons. What makes you think your heavenly soldiers can do anything, old man? Ha! Hat suddenly collapsed. There was a large bruise on his chest. Uncle Hai sat stunned. It was almost 1:00 p.m., the time when the gates of yin and yang were about to close, also the time for the vengeful spirit to depart. Uncle Hai said, "This hatred runs deep. That vengeful spirit must have accumulated a lot of vital energy to become so unruly. Many mortals must have perished. He is no longer just a spirit, he is a demon. His subconscious desire for revenge has led him to kill people to increase his vital energy. We are helpless." Uncle Ba added, "I think I will summon wandering spirits to become yin soldiers. I will train them. Only this way can we fight back." Training yin soldiers takes a very long time, you know. Not only that, they can turn against their master at any time if we don't make enough offerings. Knock, knock, knock. There was a knock at the door. Uncle Hai called out, "Who is it?" "It's Shaman C." Uncle Hai lumbered to open the door for Shaman C. Shaman C said, "I was lying at home when the egg in the corner of the wall suddenly broke. I didn't know what had happened. I summoned a spirit to find out. I hurried here. It's all right." That vengeful spirit has gone. I don't know how to train yin soldiers quickly. My nephew will die if we wait too long. I have the fastest way to train yin soldiers, but if it fails, the price is the life of the trainer. Because it is the ultimate path, there will be more sacrifices. I jumped up. I'd rather die than let Uncle Ba do that. Please, Uncle, both of you go home. Leave me here. Fate is predetermined. I'll just have to accept it. Your mother is my sister, and you are my nephew. If a brother and uncle doesn't help his nephew, who will? If I don't go to hell, who will? But your family, Uncle, I don't want that. I burst into tears. I really didn't want it. T is grown up. If something happens to you, T can take care of Auntie and the family. But my mother, if she loses me, she can't. No, I don't want it. I cried louder. Uncle Ba hugged me. It was the second time I saw him cry. The first time was when my maternal grandmother passed away. Said nothing, just held me. I felt sorrowful. Uncle Hai sat beside us, his eyes fixed on an infinite void. Hat began to stir, and seeing us, he also cried. I felt myself losing control. I tried to pull away, but Uncle Ba held me tight and whispered, "He doesn't want to be like this. He doesn't want to do this. He's being manipulated by an inner demon. Don't blame him." I cried and screamed, unable to hold back or care. "You bastard, Hat, your whole family?" Sob. "I hate you, hiccup, your entire lineage." Sob, sob, sob asterisk. Shaman C approached Hat. Hat looked bewildered as Shaman C patted his shoulder and asked, "Look at B, do you want to kill this person?" "No, no, what a strange question, Shaman. But you just tried to kill him." "I don't remember anything. My shoulders just felt heavy and I don't remember anything. Seeing him and his uncle hugging and crying, it was so touching, I just cried along. I didn't know anything else." Hat always appeared in my life like a comedic interlude. That afternoon, everyone and I discussed what to do. The uncles wanted to go out tonight to summon spirits and train yin soldiers, but they were worried about leaving me alone in the house. So, everyone decided to go together. However, the biggest concern was still Hat, as he could be possessed and manipulated at any moment. At 11:20 p.m., Shaman C burned something into a small cup of water for Hat to drink. He looked disgusted, but held his nose and swallowed it. Shaman C explained that from now until morning, Hat would have a guardian to prevent possession and ruining tonight's work, because this task was very dangerous, not something to be trifled with. At 11:30 p.m., we set off. The two uncles and Shaman C carried many cumbersome items. We chose a secluded road rumored to have many suicides and fatal accidents. I was scared and a bit bewildered. Anyone in my shoes would be the same, and we feared the forces of the underworld would come to cause trouble. The time had come. We set out our offerings, lit incense, and scattered rice. Uncle Ba sat, chanting incantations, Bin Dai Ken, and other very long spells. Hat next to me was trembling. I whispered to him, "What kind of young man are you, so scared? Be strong, man, but honestly, I'm scared too, buddy." He remained silent, unable to utter a word. The wind began to blow harder, colder, and more resentfully. The silent space was filled only with the scent of incense and the sound of chanting. A chill ran down my spine. I saw many white shadows fluttering closer. They were standing and watching us. Somewhere, I vaguely saw a few shadows trying to beckon me. I dared not speak because Uncle was busy. Somewhere, a voice echoed, "We will meet again." The spirits gradually followed Uncle Ba. He led them away to train them. At 3:00 a.m., we packed up and headed home. Uncle Ba chanted as he walked. Upon returning home, we performed a few rituals. Shaman C bid us farewell. We were exhausted after a night of deep sleep. It was past noon, almost evening. We woke up and found something to eat. Of course, Hat was still our errand boy, so we could discuss things. He grumbled at me. "Why didn't you come with me?" I ignored him. He disappeared behind the door. I told the two uncles, "Yesterday, when you were summoning spirits, I heard someone call me." "Why would they call? Did you see anything strange?" "It wasn't their uncle. They looked unfamiliar but also a bit familiar. I don't know who it was. Could it be my family from back then who hasn't found peace?" Uncle Hai spoke. "Both of you, sit still while I call the spirits back." "Oh no, please brother, I haven't even finished training the Yin soldiers, and now you want me to summon spirits? I'm so tired, brother." I was also curious. Could my past life family have left me a large fortune? Then I'd be rich. After dinner and showering, Uncle Ba performed a full ceremony for the newly summoned spirits from last night, reciting some chants. As for Hat, he was still a bit stunned from his first encounter with the underworld. He quietly asked me, "Are ghosts real? I'm so scared. I thought I was coming up here to party and have fun, but it's even scarier than extreme sports." "How am I any different from you? You're the scary one. How would I know?" All I knew was that I saw something dark and ethereal, hard to describe, and I didn't even know what I was doing. "All right, forget that whole thing. You scare me. Get out of my life." I lay there playing with my phone, watching a few AoE tournament clips and checking on BlackBerry news. To be honest, I had some funny hobbies. I liked technology but loved BlackBerry. I played all kinds of games but was crazy about AoE. I also liked sports betting. But who doesn't like those things? Sometimes I thought that many of the things I liked were common in my hometown. As night fell, everyone gradually drifted into a deep sleep. I, however, didn't know what tonight would bring. Every time night descended, I felt uneasy, afraid. The night was dark and gloomy. In the hazy smoke, I saw her looking noticeably healthier. "Thank you, darling. Because of you, I can exist like this, but I worry you'll become weak, easily hurt, and harmed. 100 years of resentment, I don't blame your family either." I held the small child in her arms, so chubby and cute. I felt like a father. In the distance, I saw a few people standing, partly hidden. Thur spoke up. "No matter what, I still thank your family. They protected me until now, otherwise my soul would have been scattered and I wouldn't have been able to meet you." "I know, but who are those people in the distance, my dear?" "Mother and father, come in, he can see everyone." A sorrowful-faced woman, dressed in traditional ethnic clothes, looked at me and cried. "Father and mother apologize, my son, but we had to do it. Otherwise, Ka would have killed you sooner than ever. We made a big mistake with Thur's family. Now that our child has reincarnated, Ka is filled with resentment. He has become a demon, my son." Oh, mother, father, our family and I will always follow you. No matter what, we will protect you to the end." A blood-soaked figure suddenly appeared from a fading smoke, his face ashen. "You're all gathered. Why am I not invited to this party? Is that B? Ha, congratulations to you. As Thur's soul returns, you're slowly weakening. How could you harm my child? Whoever creates karma must bear it. Wasn't it because of him that your parents betrayed their homeland and killed their own people? They didn't even spare the one he loved. It's because of you, all because of you." My father lunged forward. Ka pushed him back. He stumbled backward, his spiritual energy diminished by half. "My demonic power has now escaped the clutches of the King of Hell. You, whether dead or alive, what do you have to fight me with?" Behind him were hordes of zombies, headless ones, those with severed arms, dangling heads. Beside him were hungry ghosts with human bodies and skulls, aggressively spread out as if to seize all living beings present in the gloom of my dream. Suddenly, I saw Shaman C, silently chanting a Buddhist mantra. "Ka, even if you absorb the life force of the living to grow stronger, the compassionate Buddha's virtue is great. Evil cannot triumph over righteousness." "Righteousness? If there's righteousness, then look, the innocent people you saw died unjustly. Do you want to die too? Do you want to follow your grandmother to hell? Good, come here." Shaman C pushed Thur and my relatives behind me. I found it strange. How could Shaman C enter here? This was just my dream. Shaman C sprinkled some water. The forest spirits and local spirits appeared. They roared towards Ka. Seeing the sinister force, Ka cursed and retreated. I entered your dream because Thur linked this dream. She foresaw this event. Then why does he keep bothering me? He has been harming people for centuries, absorbing life force to gain powerful yin energy. Now he sees no match, so he will surely seek others to absorb. I fear. The alarm clock rang, shattering the chaotic scene. I was sweating. Will someone else die in this torment? And where do the dead go? Do they create more karma? Vengeful reincarnation. So who do they seek revenge on? Again, thousands of questions swirled in my head, but I had no answers. This human world is full of pain. What was my past life family like? Did they kill or were they killed? I was bewildered. What about me? The story grew more complicated, filled with questions and dead ends surrounding me. I told the two uncles about last night's events. Uncle Hai said, the hatred accumulated over many years is now tormenting living people. And worse are those whose life force has been drained by that vengeful spirit. They died so unjustly. I sat silently, listening and realizing how many innocent lives this vicious cycle had harmed, all for revenge, for retribution. I sighed. Karmic reincarnation, when will this cycle ever end? There was one thing that puzzled me. Hat had some connection, but why did we call him here? Then the forces of the underworld manipulated him, and we almost died. I asked Uncle Hai, why did you call Hat here, Uncle, when he almost harmed me and both of you? He is connected, and who knows, we might discover other things through him. He was sent here from a past life and can easily recall old memories better than us. We have many things planned. Otherwise, I wouldn't risk telling you to call him. Hat yawned, emerging from the bathroom. We stopped our conversation. I also felt truly suffocated by this life. The four of us went out for breakfast to clear our minds. We couldn't stand the oppression any longer. While eating, we saw some women gossiping. That guy Kui from the next village, he was so healthy yesterday, but he died of a cold wind last night, and no one even knew. Yeah, yesterday he came over here to eat and then continued working. He was so strong, how could he die from a cold wind? I don't know. His parents were crying all over the place. Typical of those gossipy women. Feeling a bit down, I wanted a drink with breakfast. I called Shaman C to join us. Ring, ring, ring. Hello, it's me. Shaman, are you free to come to the restaurant 30 meters away for breakfast and a drink with us? There's a funeral in the next village. I'm going there to perform rituals for the family. Is it the person named Kui Shaman? How do you know? Oh, I overheard some ants here gossiping. Can I come along later to see? Yes, you can come and observe our customs there. We finished breakfast and found our way to the house with the funeral. Inside, the family was mournful. They saw us as strangers and looked at us suspiciously. Shaman C stepped forward. These are two shamans from the lowlands, and the two behind them are their disciples. They are my friends, and they want to learn our ways. Yes. The family no longer looked suspicious and invited us in. I walked past and noticed that the deceased here were not placed in a refrigerated coffin. I glanced at the man's face. It was pale white. I took a few more steps and noticed a slightly exposed purple mark on his chest. Curious, I pulled his shirt open. The purple mark was near his heart. I thought I had seen it somewhere before. I quickly closed his shirt and left. I went over to Shaman C, who was preparing his ritual items. I whispered, Shaman, I think that man died from a strange, cold wind. His body is pale white, but why is there a purple mark on his heart? It looks familiar, but I can't place it. Did you notice the purple mark on his heart? I didn't pay much attention. Shaman, do you remember your dream where you entered? Could it be? Let me go see. Shaman C lumbered out to examine the body. Indeed, there was a dark purple mark on the heart. Shaman C said nothing, just performed a few small actions, then left. He told me to call the two uncles to the back of the house. I told Hat to go look at the Hmong girls. I felt something strange. This person seemed to have died due to sinister forces orchestrated from the underworld. Only when you, B, mentioned it did I notice. He also told us about it this morning. Something must be done, or many innocent people will perish. Come to my house tonight. I will summon the spirit to talk and see how he died. We quietly left the chilling funeral. I prayed that the deceased would rest gently in their Mother Earth. Their pain ended. Each of our lives, born or dead, is like a fading memory. We visit the mortal realm and then must vanish into nothingness. In the vastness of this world, there are many things we never know. We returned to our room. Everyone did their own thing. Uncle Ba checked the time to make offerings to the newly trained Yin soldiers. Uncle Hai took the opportunity to call his wife and children. I called my mother to talk and listen to music. It was a shame I didn't bring my guitar to strum a bit and make life more cheerful. As for Hat, he was still the same. He lay around, then sat, sometimes chatting with a few girls. Life is so unfair, isn't it? It was past 9:00 p.m. The two uncles and I went to Shaman C's house. Before leaving, we strictly warned Hat to stay home. Don't go anywhere or the spirits will catch you. The road to Shaman C's house was quite difficult and a bit far. The three of us, uncles and nephew, struggled on a small motorcycle to get there. Shaman C sat calmly inside, waiting for us. We exchanged brief greetings. We talked for a while because we had to wait for the right time to summon the spirit, as he was newly deceased. It was almost 11:00 p.m. Shaman C began the ritual. His method of summoning spirits was a bit different from my uncle's. I was still unsure who would be possessed, but Shaman C gave me something to rub a little on my eyes. The two uncles didn't need it. After swaying and chanting for a while, I saw a shadow gradually appearing in the house. Being somewhat used to spirits now, I was less scared than usual. Shaman C spoke. I summon you here to ask about the circumstances of your death. I don't know, I'm so scared. There's someone who always chains me. He forces me to follow him or he will scatter my soul and I won't be able to reincarnate. Do you know who he is? I don't know. I just know that after falling asleep, I dreamt a strange dream and I kept reliving that dream until now. You probably don't know you're dead yet. I'm dead, how can that be? The one who is forcing you is the one who harmed you. He drains your life force in the mortal world. I don't know, I don't believe it. The spirit of Kui vanished. The truth of his death was clear. That demon, Ka, wanted to grow stronger and he wanted his own army. If things continued like this, it would be difficult for me to escape this ordeal. It was truly difficult. I worried more for B, but I also had to reinvestigate the death of my grandmother back then. My father and grandfather had mentioned it, but I was too young then to understand anything. We nodded and asked to leave. As I walked, I mused that this story was truly complicated. Midway, I saw a familiar shadow. I told Uncle Ba to turn on the high beams. Oh, it was Hat, stumbling around. I called out, "What are you doing here? I told you to stay in the room." Uncle Hai whispered to me, "It's just Hat's body, it might not be him." We explicitly told him to behave. I felt uneasy and quickly sent a text message to Shaman C, seeking help. The atmosphere now was no different from the underworld, cold and terrifying. I shouted loudly, "All right, just kill me now, don't harm my family anymore, just kill me, I can't stand this fear anymore." Hat slowly lifted his face and spoke as if from the void. "I won't let you die peacefully, enjoy it, don't you remember, you killed this D. Hat, with your own hands." The scene before me changed. I quietly asked the two uncles, "Uncles, do you see what I'm seeing?" "Yes, that's right, it's an illusion. We've fallen into this trap of demons. We're playing a game where they're in control." I turned and faced myself directly. Bump. "Ouch, that hurts. Why isn't this illusion ending, Uncle?" "It can't end. Let me think, this scene is very unusual." Before me now was a large pond, surrounded by graves. Hat stood in the middle of the pond, roaring. From the depths of the pond, hundreds of souls gradually appeared. A ghostly, unsettling scene. Cries and laughter echoed in the distance, mingled with mournful wails for revenge. A thunderstorm arose, my limbs were stiff and trembled. The two uncles also sweated. Hat gestured wildly with his hands and feet. The spirits surged forward. With no tools here, my two uncles were almost helpless. They tried their last resort, chanting the Great Compassion mantra, hoping the Buddha would manifest and break this illusion. Shaman C suddenly arrived. "All things have their fate. Why are you so stubborn, lingering in the mortal realm and harming people? Namo Amitabha Buddha. Evil cannot conquer good. Turn back quickly and the Jade Emperor will mercifully pardon you." Where is the Jade Emperor? Call him down here, I'm so scared." "Ha ha ha, are you sure you're strong enough to defeat me, you arrogant fool? Come on." Shaman C muttered something, then pulled out a child's ritual knife, pointed it at Hat, and shouted loudly in the ethnic language, "Everyone, calm your minds like water to break this illusion." Calm our minds, how? I tried to clear my mind of all thoughts to quiet my heart. But the howling, the images of vengeful spirits and wandering souls made it impossible for me to calm down. I opened my eyes and no one was there. Only Hat remained along with the hungry ghosts and wandering spirits. He shouted, "Now it's just you, you know it, kill me. Why threaten me so much? If it's going to rain, then rain, why the constant lightning?" I smirked, knowing that death was closer than ever. All fear vanished. I accepted what was happening. Was this the end of this life? Another new cycle, I would be born again, grow up and suffer cause torment. And by then, Ka would be stronger than he was now. The human instinct for survival within me surged stronger than ever. I tried to turn and run, but the more I ran, the deeper I seemed to disappear into nothingness. Someone's voice echoed in my ear, "Close your eyes and jump into the hole." My brother's voice reverberated. "What hole? Think of one yourself. Think that you must escape from here through that hole." I closed my eyes tightly, thinking hard. I had to live to save Thur. I had to live. "Oh, there's a hole." I rushed into it. I felt like I was falling into an empty void, free-falling, not knowing when I would stop. I saw something. I saw a strange light at the end of the hole. Thud, I lay sprawled on the ground. I had returned to reality. I saw the two uncles and Shaman C, very happy. Hat was still standing in front of us, his eyes rolled back to show only whites. Shaman C held the mugwort plant in his hand, muttering something in the ethnic language. White shadows hovered behind Hat. In the dark, cold, ancient mountains, terrifying images appeared before me. Uncle Ba's newly trained Yin soldiers were very weak and not yet disciplined. Only Shaman C remained. He held the mugwort plant, cut his hand with a knife, and sprinkled a little blood on the plant. In this space, there were only 4 people, but in the void, a confrontation was about to take place, utterly mismatched. On one side was vengeance accumulated over many years, the souls of those who died unjustly, the Tai Za Jia, Preda-like beings, bowing in submission to a hungry ghost. On the other side were only the spirits loyal to Shaman C and the power of the mugwort. The wind howled, truly frightening. The underworld seemed to want to swallow the mortal realm. Ghostly laughter, tearing sounds beneath the cold earth. Those who had fallen into eternal sleep now rose powerfully. Wailing cries of resentment echoed in my ears. The two uncles muttered the Sanskrit Great Compassion mantra. Tonight, many souls would surely not find peace. I vaguely saw skeletal dogs gnawing at someone's head. The spirits were tearing each other apart, yet there was no blood. The Tai Za Jia were trying to capture souls to drain their spiritual energy. The mugwort in Shaman C's hand gradually withered. Shaman C also grew pale. "This isn't good. This isn't good at all. In this situation, we might have to perish tonight." I mumbled the pleas of my past life relatives. I didn't know if they heard my prayers. I cried out for Thur in vain. A white shadow went first, a human shadow followed. "Mr. S, he's here." He walked towards us, holding a staff with something strange at the front. I couldn't describe it. He waved it towards Hat, chanting loudly in the ethnic language. Mr. S opened Shaman C's mouth and poured some liquid in. Shaman C gradually returned to his original state. I no longer heard the mournful cries. The cold space gradually returned to its oppressive heat. I felt like collapsing. "Thank you, Thur." Hat suddenly fell limp on the ground. Poor thing, he almost tried to eat me earlier. Now this miserable motorcycle has to carry another fat guy. The two uncles and I thanked Shaman S and Shaman C. We said goodbye and carried this plastic pig, referring to Hat back. I was tired, my limbs still trembling. The goosebumps hadn't gone away. He mumbled incoherently, "What number is this? What number is this? Tell me if you're giving it away." I grumbled irritably, "We almost died and you're still thinking about the lottery." I quietly asked the two uncles, "Uncle, I've noticed he's been hitting the lottery a lot lately, and he mentioned that dream about negotiating." Uncle Ba, still driving, said, "He's sold his soul to a demon. There's no way he could be that lucky otherwise. We need to re-examine him. He's hiding something from us." "Don't you feel like something's convoluted with him?" "I feel like this whole situation is roundabout. It keeps turning things upside down." Upon returning to the room, the 3 of us carried Hat to the bed. I remembered he had a purple mark on his chest. I pulled open his shirt. Oh, it was him. It was the exact same mark, identical to the purple mark on the spirit of Kui. I told Uncle Hai, "Uncle, this purple mark is exactly the same as the one on Kui. They're very similar." Could Hat be slowly having his life force drained? Or no, it's also possible he's absorbing evil energy from the underworld. He's like a host for that demon Ka. Tomorrow, after the Yin soldiers are somewhat trained, I will summon a spirit and investigate further. For now, I'm too tired. Let's get some rest to regain our strength. After all the procedures were done, the 3 of us went to bed. I tried to reassure myself. They must be tired now. They need to rest too. All right, Ka, I beg you, let me sleep in peace. Otherwise, where will I get the strength for you to keep tormenting me? If you hate me, at least have some limits. The scattered raindrops washed away the oppressive heat. The weather was so pleasant, I quickly fell into a deep sleep. A beautiful scene appeared. "Oh, what's this?" I mumbled. "I told you, leave me alone. Aren't you tired? Why do you keep scaring me? If you're going to use your demonic power, then use it. You and I can go head-to-head until we're tired. I'm too exhausted right now. Ka, he was injured when Shaman S and Shaman C teamed up against him. He's a bit weak now. He needs to recover. He doesn't have time to keep harming you. Thur's voice was so sweet, like a Hmong girl's song. I recognized the tune. I felt less scared when I met Thur because I had feelings for her now. Oh, where's our little boy? Why didn't you bring him along? Today, it's just the two of us, so why should I bring him? I was shy, like a teenager. Thur whispered, why didn't you let our child reincarnate as someone else? Why do you keep him with you? He died while still in my womb, so whenever my fate transforms, our child will follow me. I mumbled an acknowledgement. I put my arm around her. Oh, it felt so good. How long had it been since I last hugged someone of the opposite sex? With you, time flies, my love. Do you still love me? I mumbled again, unsure how to answer. I wasn't the me from my past life, so how could I know? Right now, I only had feelings for her, and it might just be temporary. I wasn't sure. Oh, why don't you answer? I blurted out, give yourself to me. Today, I was watching Sun Tongue and heard that line repeated, and now I'm infected. Isn't that enough for you? I haven't even gotten anything yet, so how can it be enough? I replied evasively. She said nothing, stood before me, and slowly removed her traditional clothes. Those delicate curves made my face burn, my limbs tremble. I told myself, it's just a dream, why am I so intense? I had to admit she was truly beautiful. I wondered how much good fortune I had in my past life. A man's instinct surged. I put my arm around her. We exchanged gentle kisses. My hands caressed her body. I had read stories of intimacy with spirits, but this was me for the first time and I was doing it. But wait, I suddenly asked, what if I get pregnant now? It's okay, darling, what a strange question you ask. My mood was broken. I quietly said nothing. I continued with a man's instinct. We were immersed in a passionate moment that transcended the boundaries of the dream. Bump, bump, bump. What are you doing, you earthquake? I woke up. I felt regret. Just as things were getting exciting, Hat called me awake. What I'm doing is none of your business. Can you tone it down a bit? What are you bouncing around for? Look at yourself, you're all wet. I grumbled, saying nothing, turning my face to the wall in regret. This guy, go to the bathroom if you need to. Why is he so nosy? I waited listlessly for the new day to dawn. I prayed for peace for myself. I was so tired. Today was Uncle Ba's day. He didn't go anywhere, staying in the room to make offerings to the Yin soldiers. Hat and I went out to buy breakfast. Uncle Hai was exhausted, so we left him to sleep. The weather here was not unpleasant. It wasn't as bustling and noisy as where I lived. It was gentle, quiet, and the air was fresh and soothing. I sat and smoked a few pipes of traditional tobacco, sipping an energy drink, waiting for breakfast. I gently pushed open the room door. Oh, what's this? Uncle Ba was lying on the floor, foaming at the mouth. Uncle Hai held a talisman, chanting in Sanskrit. Uncle Hai shouted loudly, "Retreat! The Yin soldiers are turning against their master." Uncle Hai held a bowl full of water, placed it on the altar, then chopped the bowl of water in half with his wooden sword, but it was useless. The spirits were still wreaking havoc. This isn't good. Uncle Ba trained the Yin soldiers using the Hmong method, but the two of us are shamans. We can't control them with ordinary methods. I immediately called Shaman C. Shaman, Uncle Ba has been attacked by his Yin soldiers and Uncle Hai can't control them. Get some rooster blood quickly. I'm on my way, I yelled. Shaman C is coming, Uncle. Whatever he says, do it quickly. You can't hold them off much longer or Uncle Ba will die. Hat stood frozen. Don't tell me you're possessed again, trying to take advantage of the chaos, are you? I'm scared. I pulled his hand and ran quickly. Unfortunately, there was no chicken blood to be found here. I had to go straight to a local house and buy a live rooster. When we returned, I saw Shaman C already in the room. I don't know when he arrived. He placed the mugwort plant on Uncle Ba's chest and stuck a talisman with intricate writings on his forehead. Shaman, here's the chicken. Get its blood out quickly. I had never killed a living creature before. My hands trembled as I hesitated with the knife. Hat saw the situation worsening. He snatched the chicken and the knife from my hand, placed the chicken's neck on the ground. Thwack. He chopped the chicken's neck clean off. Blood gushed out. Shaman C quickly caught the chicken's blood in a small bowl, sprinkled it on the altar, muttering something. He dripped a few drops onto the mugwort plant on Uncle Ba's chest. Shaman C lit incense and prayed. A raw chicken egg, strangely decorated with bizarre drawings, was placed on the table. Uncle Ba seemed to regain consciousness. Shaman C packed up his things. He must have made a mistake somewhere. This shouldn't have happened. There's only a very small chance. I followed your instructions exactly, Shaman. Where could I have gone wrong? Shaman C looked around the room. Didn't you buy raw eggs? We don't need eggs in my method. I didn't think it was very important. You must place the chicken eggs and chicken blood together in the corner of the house for the local spirits to command your yin soldiers. Without the local spirits, this chaos is inevitable. Furthermore, you're following our Hmong method, not your lowlander methods. Uncle Ba nodded. He said, "No wonder I felt the wandering spirits trying to tear my body apart. They flew around as if from the void. I knew something was wrong, so I called Uncle Hai. Luckily, Shaman C was here. Otherwise, I would have also left this mortal world." Shaman C gave Uncle Ba a few more instructions, then bid us farewell, despite our invitations to stay for a drink. He said he had many tasks to attend to at home and still had to make offerings. What a strange situation. Uncle Ba seemed to understand the method of training yin soldiers better now. We focused more on the yin soldiers. I didn't want to lose Uncle. A day passed quickly. I sat reading the newspaper, listening to the radio, and gossiping with Hat. I tried to subtly uncover any noteworthy details from him, but he remained nonchalant, feigning innocence, and said nothing. I grew weary and didn't press further, waiting for Uncle Ba's magical powers to stabilize before summoning spirits to investigate the matter. Another evening came, and again I was afraid. Never had I feared the night so much. I didn't know what I would have to face next. It was past 11 o'clock. Everyone was asleep. I closed my eyes tightly, pulling the blanket over my head, but it was hard to breathe. I looked out the window. A white shadow was slowly walking by. I dared not go out to look. I was scared. My mouth was rigid. Only my eyes watched the flickering shadow. Its hair hung loose as it walked past the window, then vanished. In the stillness of the night, the scratching at the door grew louder and louder. The dog howled longer. I huddled in fear, my mind consumed by nothing but terror. Then the white figure continued to glide past the window, standing still, its head bowed, hands hanging limp, lingering. Through the window, I felt like I was watching a live-action horror movie. I was terrified. The white shadow just stood there. Suddenly, a bald figure with a belly larger than its body, thin, skeletal limbs, and an excessively bloated stomach approached the shadowy figure standing there. That hungry ghost grabbed the hand of the spirit and gnawed and tore at it, truly horrifying. It plucked off the head and chewed it. Now, the spirit's body was just a headless torso, its limbs lost, torn apart by the hungry ghost. I mumbled to myself, believing it was just an illusion. I instinctively opened my mouth. Namo Amitabha Buddha. May these illusions vanish so as not to cause fear to humankind. May Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, with great virtue and compassion, grant us a peaceful life, free from evil spirits. I believed that if I believed, it would be so. I closed my eyes and prayed. When I opened my eyes, the terrifying illusions were gone. Every night I was scared, not knowing what would appear. I worried about falling asleep without realizing it. But thankfully, tonight was a peaceful sleep after days of exhaustion and fear. Tonight, I saw nothing and remembered nothing. The rooster's crow signaled a new day. I woke up refreshed and full of vitality. I slept a normal sleep, like everyone else, and continued my investigation. But what still worried me was Hat. He seemed to be hiding a deal with the devil from me. I had to find out. I'm sure everyone from the lowlands would love this place. A peaceful place, free from worries and bustling streets, without competition or ambition. But for me, it was different. Here, I felt heavy and constantly afraid. This evening was really cool. Gentle breezes wafted by. Now would be a good time to have a drink to drown my sorrows with my old friend. I looked over at Hat. He was fumbling with his Zalo, looking for people nearby. Hey, let's go have a few drinks. A day without feeling good is a long, drawn-out day. Your uncle would never let you go, let me ask. If we can go out, we can have a few drinks, forget about this worldly misery. I approached the two uncles and whispered, "Uncles, can I go drinking with Hat? See if he'll reveal anything when he's loose-lipped." "All right, wear this with you." Uncle Ba handed me a talisman. "This is to prevent illusions or that demon Ka from harming you. There's not much time, so go and come back early." And this, Uncle took out some crumpled yellow paper and told Hat to put it in his pocket. It would help stabilize him and prevent possession. We followed Uncle Ba's instructions and left. "Remember to get something out of him, okay? We won't tolerate you coming back empty-handed." I happily thanked the two uncles, and once everything was settled, Hat and I went out to find a bar with the perfect ambience for a leisurely drink. The problem was, Hat was just learning to ride a manual motorcycle, and this one was a battle-hardened warhorse from the Soviet era, plus he was nearsighted. So I was a bit scared and didn't let him drive this old mule.